Larry Burnett tells us why he left Firefall in the early 80s. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. It was weird. It started in 1976. Firefall had a handful of hits, about 6 hits. One was Larry Burnett's, the other ones were Rick Roberts' songs. But by the early 80s, both of the singer-songwriters were gone, Rick Roberts and Larry Burnett. I asked Larry why he left.
Yeah, it was long before I got in the band. Like when I was 14, the very first drug I ever did was heroin, and I was a big fan of injecting shit into me, and I shot heroin and cocaine and just and it really wears you down when you're trying to maintain some kind of a busy career in the music business. And the music business surrounding me just made all that access easier for the drugs and shit. And I got to a point, a friend of mine who owned the Cellar Door, this club where Ricky and I met, a guy named Jack Boyle, who was like the biggest promoter in all of North America by the time he passed. We were doing a show for him down in Florida at a baseball stadium. And like I said, he and I were pretty good friends. He even managed Firefall for a year as a favor to me because we were sort of coming apart. And so we were doing this show, and I was a mess. I was a big mess. And we're kind of backstage in the catering part, and Jack is there, and I'm there, and Jack is about 100 feet across the field. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he gave me this look like, oh, my God, Larry. And I kind of felt that, and I went, I got to do something here. I know I'm not in good shape. So that after we did that show, everybody else got on an airplane and flew to whatever the next gig was. And I got on a plane and flew back to Washington, D.C., which is where I'm from and where my family is. And I called my sister, and I said, I need some help here. Anyway, she hooked me up with a rehab in D.C. And that didn't even take the first time. 5 years later, I went back, and the doctor said, oh, you're back. I see. Come on in. And finally, that time it took. That was 1985. So.
I love asking artists about songs, and I like to do, a track-by-track thing with different albums on our sister channel, which is Rock History Book. But you don't always get the answers you want. Larry Burnett, when I asked him about one of my favorite songs from the debut, that great debut where there's no bad songs, Love Isn't All, he said something I didn't expect, but I understood.
Oh, well, there's no real story to it. A lot of my stuff is not based on reality. It's just an idea that comes into mind, either lyrically or story-wise, and it ends up being a song. And I think if you examine my whole catalog, you'll see a certain I don't know, sadness as a theme to a lot of things. But it just kind of came to me, It's like I can't really explain what happens when a song occurs to me. In fact, I can explain it, but it doesn't always appeal to everybody. But the deal is, I view all of this talent, this everything, my voice, as a gift from God. And every song that pours into my head, there it is. It's like him going, here you go, work with this, So, and so that's kind of my explanation for it. I don't have a really good story about all these songs of them, but they are given to me, and I just kind of am the vehicle.
Interestingly, Larry, you're one of the guys that made me look for the word phrasing. I found it through artists like you, the way that you had a certain bounce, and it sort of really felt rhythmic. There was a groove almost to the way that you would sing sometimes. And I remember asking someone, what is that? What's he doing there? And a friend of mine, when I was growing up, told me, well, that's called phrasing. That's good phrasing right there, what he's doing.
Well, thank you. I just have... I connect with rhythm Like I am when we used to play and when we record even, I'd be standing in front of Michael Clark, the drummer, because that's my connection to everything, all the rhythm, you know, and that vocally, it's kind of the same thing, you know. If there's a way to rhythmically articulate things in a song, that just sort of is how it evolves, you know.
Check the description of this video for information on the big reunion, the two singer-songwriters who left in the early 80s from Firefall, Rick Roberts, Larry Burnett. They're doing shows. They may be coming to your town. These are the guys you'll want to see if you like Firefall. They came up with all the hits. Go to LarryBurnett.com. Also, tour dates in the description of this video. Make sure you comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. We'll have more from Larry Burnett coming up next week. I'm John Beaudin. Next Sunday. This is Rock History Music.